Hi Flosstube, I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and it is Friday, May 10th, and I am doing my first Maynia, which I am so excited about. So I have new starts to show you, some more progress on my other Maynia starts, and today I want to talk about cheap project storage. The gold standard, of course, are all of those wonderful cloth zipper bags. Michelle Bendy has already shown you so many of those, and there are so many options. I am not in any way putting those down as a choice to store your stuff in because they are amazing. I, however, have not made time in my life to sew amazing project bags, and I can't afford other people's craftsmanship, so this is what you do when you don't have that. Next best are these zipper bags from Amazon that I think Christine at Stitch All the Things posted the link that I bought mine from. I like these. This one has a Dimensions Gold Petites kit and a 6-inch Q-snap. And as long as you're storing relatively flat things, these are great. I did find one almost identical at the Dollar Tree a couple months ago, but they only had one, and they have never had them again. So that set me looking for other options. This one is a button flap file folder, $1 from the Dollar Tree. That's Dollar Tree. They will hold a kit. They are see-through so you can see what is inside. They're about the size of the kit packaging. So I haven't used it enough to tell how it will hold up, but I'm optimistic. Kind of a step cheaper than that are these bags. They are, what do they call themselves? Jot button file bags. And again, it will hold a kit with the stuff. They're three in a package for $1, so they're somewhat flimsy, and I think they'll work well for kits that I've opened but decided not to actually start. If I'm going 3 bags for $1, these are my choice. They're Essentials heavy-duty storage bags. They come in 3 sizes. This is the smallest. They measure 15 by 15 inches, and that is a great size for a set of 11-inch Q-snaps and a project. I have been buying these for I do not know how long. I use them in my sewing room to store yarn and stitching projects and quilts. They're not as heavy as the vinyl we use for our project bags, but they're heavy duty enough that I've punched knitting needles through them. But for holding stitching, they are great. And I have a gazillion of them, have been storing stuff in them for years with no issues. And I know there is that whole plastic is not archival, you're getting icky germs on your stuff. I have not had a problem. I have had fabric in these for, should I admit that I've abandoned projects for more than 5 or 6 or maybe 10 years, but I have not had anything bad happen yet, and I feel confident using them. And here's our cameo by the world's most sad geriatric cat. The other thing I sometimes use are these 2 or 2.5 gallon zip bags. I got mine at the Dollar Tree, 5 bags for $1, and I have, excuse me kitty, I currently have a project in one. I don't love it. It is functional, it does the job, but these are fairly thin and they don't. These, I can flip the top over and put them in a box and they will stand up nicely because it's got some structure. These don't, and these are only 3 of these for $1 versus 5 of these for $1. I'm cheap, but these are worth the extra pennies. Slight estate sale haul, or thing I found at an estate sale. My husband and I drove out to a sale that the ad said that they had 70 years of accumulation. If it has 70 years of accumulation, I am there. My 22-year-old at her house has more of an accumulation than the 70 years, so I don't. They lied. But in the basement, I found this. If you can't read it, it says non-tarnished glitter gold. Do you see how huge this is. It was 50 cents. I don't put glitter on things, but I bought it for the canister. And my daughter is into cosplay and crafty stuff, and the story I gave my husband was that I was buying it for her. And when I showed her the pictures, she's going to glitter something. She doesn't know what yet, so this will be going to her house to live with her. I'm not going to open it here inside of my house, but I did carefully pry it open outside, and I'll insert a picture. It is full to the brim, and it's like the super economy size. I don't know why, but I needed it. And she is more likely to use it than I am, so I'm going to pass that on to her. This is my first year starting Maynia. I heard about it last year, but I was still just getting back into cross-stitching and didn't want to start a bunch of projects that I might abandon. So I didn't do it last year. This year, it was what I needed. April was a bad month for several different reasons. We had a loss in the family. And I wasn't stitching, I wasn't knitting, I don't want to say I was sulking, because I think I had a reason to take a break, but the break was stretching, and the break wasn't doing me any favors. So Maynia was what I needed. And I am having fun. I did see some people saying that they've had their Maynia derailed by colds or migraines or bad things, and not at all to minimize what's going on with anyone else and the problems they're having, but May is a long month. You could lose a few days or a week and still have a lot of time left to play, so don't be so quick maybe to throw in the towel. On day 2, I was stitching, was waiting for the water delivery guy to come, and hurried out onto the porch to make sure that he didn't scurry up the ladder to the storage tank before I had one of the teenage boys do it. We've lived here almost 15 years. I know where the porch steps are. I know how to go down the porch steps, but somehow I managed to roll my ankle and fall. And you know how your ankle is a hinge joint? I bent it in a direction it isn't intended to go, and fell, and had to yell for the boys, because at that moment I was not able to get back up, and I thought that was the end of my Maynia. It still hurts. It turns out it didn't need medical attention. It was not nearly as bad as I thought it was. But in my brain in that moment, it was, nope, not doing this anymore, can't do this. And really, I've had a couple of days that I didn't make new starts, but I've also reevaluated. I get to start new things. I do not have to start new things every day. And just looking at it that way is making a big difference in my outlook. So this is Maynia start number, I don't know what, 6? Maybe 6, maybe 5, doesn't matter. The back stitch on this little guy is going to be the end of me. But oh my, I don't know. I also think this is supposed to be on even weave, not Ada. It is, I think the pattern name is Mr. Rabbit, and it was a freebie from Maria Brovko's Facebook group. I will try to steer you in the right direction with a link. And I'm glad, even if the back stitching isn't fun, I'm glad I started it, because now I will have an idea if I want to start projects with that kind of back stitching. And my other brand new start is Dimensions Peaceful Countryside. I have had this one in my stash I did not get it when I was new. It was something I think I traded for. I might have thrifted it. I don't know. I found it in my stash, and it was one of those delightful, I don't know where this came from. Whoever owned it before me had started it in the middle, and I spent about 20 minutes trying to pick that out before deciding no and starting at the beginning. This is as far as I got, and I'm not loving it. Not compared with some of the other things I've got on my Q snaps, so I'll start it again, or I won't, or something. I keep going back to my earlier starts. This is a Caledonian Sky, and it's surprisingly fun. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, and it's got a ways to go. I don't know if it has this far to go because I didn't really measure my fabric like I should have. Oh well. This is I Love Stitching, My Dimensions, Debbie Mumm. Again, it is going more quickly than I thought it would, and it's surprisingly easy to pick up and put a few more stitches into. Cat with Gramophones, which based on Cat with Clock I knew was going to be addictive. Somebody asked if these were metallic threads, and no, they're not. They're just wonderful yellow and gold wool. And they showed you the apple basket in my last video, and I only had 4 or 5 stitches in it at that point, I think. I've picked it up a few more times since then, and I am loving this. It is 10 count Aida, which I would never in a million years have thought I'd be having fun on 10 count Aida. But the shading is just one of my favorite new things. So that is 6 new starts for Maynia. I am hoping to start something else today and some things over the next couple of days. Possibilities, I am not planning this out. I am just going through the stash that I have most easily accessible, and if it catches my eye and I want to start it, I am starting it. So this is The Goblins Will Get You If You Don't Watch Out. I had this one kitted up already, and I was going to start it. I started it. I made a mistake. I'd put 8 stitches on this before I went out and twisted my ankle, and I think I might start it again. It is an old cross stitch and country crafts. Let me see if I have the date for you. September, October 1995. So I may start this one. I'm also being very, very tempted by Through the House. Those are 2 completely furnished doll houses. And I love them. I will stitch them. I just don't know if I'll start them now. And this one is Mountain Resorts. The picture kind of makes my brain hurt. I do not like those colors, but the chart, I'm going to change colors, and I don't know how much I can change colors and if I can make this happen, but I am going to try. And let me see if I can find the cover of this one for you. It is Cross Stitch Plus. It is the only chart in this magazine that even slightly catches my attention, but oh my gosh, I love it. And I think that is everything for the moment. Thank you so much for watching. I am Michelle with Michelle's Romantic Tangle. I am loving Maynia, so I'm going to start some new things and be back soon to show you what I'm working on.